Welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. I have already uploaded 40 test series last year. So, let's start our session. Our first question is, with reference to 8th August 1942 in Indian history, which one of the following statement is correct? Here, answer to this question is option A. The Quit India Resolution was adopted by All India Congress Committee. The Quit India Resolution was passed on 8th August in 1942 in the Bombay session of All India Congress Committee by Mahatma Gandhi. Hence, option 1 is correct. Question number 3. With reference to Chausath Yogini temple situated near Morena, consider the following statements. Statements are, it's a circular temple built during the reign of Kachpagadha dynasty. That is correct. It's the only circular temple built in India. That is incorrect. It was meant to promote Vaishnava cult in the region. That is incorrect. Its design has given rise to a popular belief that it was the inspiration behind the Indian Parliament building. That is correct. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 4 are correct. According to an inscription, the temple was constructed by Maharaja Devapala of Kachpagadha dynasty. Hence, statement 1 is correct. This circular temple is one among the very few such temples in India. It is not the only circular temple built in India. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. It was not meant to promote Vaishnavism, as it is dedicated to yogini, that is, female masters of yoga. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. There is much similarity between the design of both the buildings. So, some claim that it has inspired the design of the Parliament building. Hence, statement 4 is correct. So, here answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 4 are correct. Question number 4. Consider the following pairs. Burzavam, rocket trains, Chandraketugarh, terracotta art, Ganeshwar, copper artifacts. Which of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? Here answer to this question is option D. 2 and 3 are correctly matched. That is, Chandraketugarh, terracotta art, Ganeshwar, copper artifacts are correctly matched. Pair 1 is incorrectly matched. It can be eliminated as Bursavam site is a Neolithic site. Rocket trains were not found in Neolithic period. Pair 2 is correctly matched. Chandraketugarh is a site in West Bengal near Kolkata. This place has always generated curiosity among the archaeologists, and various excavations have taken place here and a number of terracotta artworks has been unearthed. Pair 3 is correctly matched. Ganeshwar is a famous site in Khetri belt in Rajasthan. Ganeshwar complex sites have yielded more than 5,000 copper objects with some typical Harappan types like thin blades, arrowheads, etc. So, her answer to this question is option D. 2 and 3 are correctly matched. Question number 5. Leaf litter decomposes faster than in any other biome, and as a result, the soil surface is almost bare. Apart from trees, the vegetation is largely composed of plant forms that reach up into the canopy vicariously by climbing the trees or growing as epiphytes rooted on the upper branches of trees. This is the most likely description of options are coniferous forest, dry deciduous forest, mangrove forest, tropical rainforest. Here answer to this question is option D, tropical rainforest. In tropical rainforest biome, hot, moist atmosphere and all the dead plant material create the perfect conditions in which bacteria and other microorganisms can thrive. This leads to rapid decomposition of leaf litter material. The tropical rainforest is known for its dense canopies of vegetation that form 3 different layers. So, her answer to this question is option D, tropical rainforest. Question number 6. Consider the following rivers. Brahmani, Nagavalli, Subarnarekha, Vamshadhara. Which of the above rise from Eastern Ghats? The answer to this question is option B, 2 and 4. That is Nagavalli and Vamshadhara. The Nagavalli river originates in the Eastern Ghats near Nagpal in the Indian state Odisha. Langulya is another name for Nagavalli river. Vamshadhara river rises in the Eastern Ghats of Orissa state. Brahmani and Subarnarekha river originate from Jharkhand district. So, her answer to this question is option D, 2 and 4. That is Nagavalli and Vamshadhara originate from Eastern Ghats. Question number 7. What is blue carbon? Options are carbon captured by oceans and coastal ecosystem. That is correct. So, her answer to this question is option A, carbon captured by oceans and coastal ecosystems is called blue carbon. Blue carbon refers to coastal, aquatic and marine carbon sinks held by vegetation, marine organisms and sediments. The coastal ecosystem of mangroves, tidal marshes and seagrass contain large stores of carbon deposited by vegetation and various natural processes over centuries. These ecosystems sequester and store more carbon, often referred to as blue carbon, per unit area than terrestrial forest. The ability of these vegetated ecosystems to remove carbon dioxide from atmosphere makes them significant net carbon sinks, and they are now being recognized for their role in mitigating climate change. So here answer to this question is option A. Question number 8. Magnetite particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following? Options are brakes of motor vehicle, engines of motor vehicle, microwave stoves within home, power plants, telephone lines. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here answer to this question is option B. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. That is brakes of motor vehicle, engines of motor vehicle and power plants emits magnetite particles. Magnetite particles are a highly magnetic mineral form of iron and are known to be present in air pollution. Exposure to airborne particulate matter is associated with pulmonary, cardiovascular and neurological problems. Vehicle brake systems are the major source of airborne magnetite at the roadside. Petrol and diesel engine exhaust are also a source of airborne magnetite. Power plants, welding industry and railway lines are also the sources of magnetite particle. So here answer to this question is option B. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Question number 9. Right to privacy is protected under which article of the Constitution of India? Options are Article 15, Article 19, Article 21, Article 29. The answer to this question is option C. Article 21. The right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of the right to life and personal liberty under Article 21 and as a part of the freedoms guaranteed by Part 3 of the Constitution. So her answer to this question is option C. Article 21. Question number 10. With reference to India, consider the following statements. Statement number 1. When a prisoner makes out a sufficient case, parole cannot be denied to such prisoner because it becomes a matter of his or her right. That is incorrect. Statement number 2. State government have their own prisoners released on parole rules. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Parole is not a right and is given to a prisoner for a specific reason, such as a death in family or a wedding of a blood relative. If the competent authority is satisfied on valid grounds that the release of prisoner on parole would not be against the interest of society or the prison administration. The provision of parole is a privilege or concession but not a right of any convicted prisoner. Hence statement 1 is incorrect. Prison is a state subject under the state list of 7th schedule of Constitution. Hence statement 2 is correct. Also the Prisons Act says that only states can make rules regarding the release of prisoners on furlough, parole and remission as part of the correctional process in jail reforms. So here answer to this question is option D. Statement 2 only is correct. Question number 11. At the national level, which ministry is the nodal agency to ensure effective implementation of Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006? Options are Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Here answer to this question is option D. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. The Union Ministry of Tribal Affairs is the nodal agency for the implementation of Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006. The ministry deals with forest and livelihood objectives at the national level. So the answer to this question is option D. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Question number 12. A legislation which confers on the executive or administrative authority an unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power in the matter of application of law violates which one of the following articles of the Constitution of India? Options are Article 14, Article 28, Article 32, Article 44. Here answer to this question is option A, Article 14. Article 14 of Indian Constitution says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of laws within the territory of India. The concept of equality before law is an element of the concept of Rule of law. This means equality before law under Article 14 connotes the absence of arbitrary power with the authorities. Thus, when a legislation confers uncontrolled discretionary powers on any authority, it tends to violate the Article 14 of the Constitution. Hence, Article 14 implies the absence of arbitrary power. Here, Article 28 is related to right to freedom of religion. Article 32 confers the right to remedies for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 44 deals with Uniform Civil Code. So, here answer to this question is option A, Article 14. Question number 13. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. The governor of RBI is appointed by central government. That is correct. Statement number 2. Certain provisions of Constitution of India give the central government the right to issue direction to the RBI in public interest. That is incorrect. Statement number 3. The governor of RBI draws his power from RBI Act. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. RBI Act 1934 provides that there shall be one governor and not more than 4 deputy governors to be appointed by the central government on the central board of RBI. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Section 7 of RBI Act provides that central government may from time to time give such direction to the bank in public interest after consultation with the governor of the bank. Constitution of India does not provide any provision for central government the right to issue direction to the RBI in public interest. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. According to RBI Act, the governor shall have powers of general superintendence and direction of the affairs and business of RBI. He or she may exercise all powers and do all acts and things which may be exercised or done by RBI. Hence, statement 3 is correct. So, here answer to this question is option C. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Question number 15. Which one of the following is likely to be the most inflationary in its effect? Options are repayment of public debt, borrowing from the public to finance a budget deficit, borrowing from the banks to finance a budget deficit, creating new money to finance a budget deficit. Here answer to this question is option D, because here question is asking the most inflationary in its effect. So the answer is creating new money to finance a budget deficit. Deficit financing means generating funds to finance the deficit which results from excess of expenditure over revenue. Extremely high rates of inflation are generally associated with high rates of money growth. It is often the result of financing large deficits by printing money. So here answer is option D. Government expenditure by printing money boosts incomes and raises private demands in the economy. Thus it fuels inflation. A little increase in inflation is healthy as it encourages business activity. But if the government doesn't stop in time, more and more money floods to the market and creates high inflation. Printing new money to finance a budget deficit means there is no sufficient money in the market. So statement D is the correct option. So her answer to this question is option D. Creating new money to finance a budget deficit is the most inflationary in effect. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next result tomorrow.